Hello and welcome to a leg day routine, part of the Bowflex 100 program, designed to get you stronger and fitter and feeling really good in just 100 minutes a week on this machine here. This is a Bowflex Xceed. You can do this routine on an XTREME or PR 3000 as well. So this routine is going to use a lot of different attachment, a lot of different gear. First up, you're going to want to run your pulleys to the bottom pulley position here, second widest pulley down here. We're going to be starting things out with squats, so squat bar with the extender is going to be first up. I've got the squat bar pad, which I'd highly recommend. And if you have a back or spinal issue, instead I do goblet squats or maybe some body weight squats instead. So squats up first, and then we're moving to deadlifts. So for deadlifts, you can keep it using your squat bar, and you remove this extender here. So just so you have this little loop here and connect that. Or what I'm doing in this video, something I found recently, is I like doing deadlifts with the lap bar, and that's because the weight clips in directly on the bar, and so it kicks in a little sooner. It's bends, or the rods bend a bit more, so a little bit more resistance as well. So I'm going to be demoing with the lap bar, though you can use the squat bar if you prefer. After that, we're going to do some calf raises, and some of the calf raises are going to be from a seated position. So you're going to need a chair. We're going to be seated for that, and we're just going to do calf raises one at a time while we're seated. And then we have some leg or some hip extensions. So you can use the Bowflex handles, or you can use ankle straps. But I'm going to use the handles here because the final lift is going to be some leg curls. And for leg curls, I really like using the handles for them. And we're going to be lying down on the ground. We're going to be on our stomach here, and then we're going to basically have this around our shoe, and we're going to be curling the weight back towards our body. So for leg curls, that's why I have, we're just using the Bowflex handle. And that's all of the gear we're going to need. So I don't think I've mentioned the other piece of gear you're going to want is this free PDF that's linked in the description, space where you can write down the weight setting and the number of reps you did. And then when you come back to this routine in the future, you'll know what you did before. You can work on raising those numbers up or just having a really effective workout. So if you're looking for more structure, check out the program. The program's going to tell you, what to do next. And it's also going to give you advice on, hey, maybe you should do this add-on routine if you're feeling good afterwards. So I think that's everything. We're going to have a little 4-minute warm up, and then we're going to rack up our power rods, and then we're going to get into today's routine. So I will see you right back for that. All right, let's go. 90 seconds of jogging in place, or you can do jumping jacks, high knees, whatever you want to do here to get the body nice and warm. And then we'll get a little stretch going. We're using a lot of different gear in today's routine. If at any point in the video you need to pause it, find the gear, get it all hooked up properly, just pause the video, come right back to me when you're ready to go. So let's talk about our lifts. First up, we're doing squats. Now, if you don't like squats, you don't like the resistance on your back, you can do body weight squats, or you can do goblet squats instead. Those are two good alternatives depending on where you're at. After that, we're going into some deadlifts. I'm going to demo a different way to do deadlifts than I've done in other routines, something I recently found using the lap bar. But you can do deadlifts the way that works best for you. After that, we're going into some calf raises. We got two different variants. First up, a standing calf raise. And then we're going to do a seated calf raise. There's two major muscle groups in your calves. And we're going to hit both of them by doing the two different variants. After that, moving into some hip extension. Great one for mobility there. And then finally, finishing out with some leg curls where we're going to be lying down on the ground. Okay, let's take this jog into a body weight squat. Arms out in front of you and drop down nice and low and raise up. Now as you do this, don't lean forward a bunch. Try to go straight down and raise up. Just a couple more of these. I like using my arms in front of me as a counterbalance on these. We're going to move into some side squats here. So legs are going to be wide apart, and we're just going to go side to side and just try to go down as low as you can comfortably go and just press up out of this. Couple more of these on each side. I find I can go just a little bit lower after I knock out a few of these. Okay, let's raise up and keep our legs wide apart. I'm going to go just kind of down in a forward fold. Just let my body just kind of stretch out using its own weight here. If you can touch the ground, that's great. If you can't, no worries. Okay, let's raise up out of that. We're going to start doing a quad stretch. So for this, you might need to hold on to something. Just grab your leg and loosen up the front of your leg here, pulling this up. And we're going to switch sides here. Okay, I'm going to move into kind of a yoga pose here of a downward dog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put my hands out in front of me, try to make like a triangle with the ground here, and you should get a nice stretch in your calves. And you can do a little bit of pedaling here too to stretch even better here. I'm going to come up out of that, and this last bit you can do whatever you want. I might just do a nice lunge here, kind of stretch out both my hamstrings and glutes. And I'm going to just take it side to side. I like doing a little pulse with those too. And we're going to be starting here in just a moment. Now I'm going to be racking up a lot of resistance here. I'm going to call it the 80% resistance to start out. So for me, I'm going to put up 190 pounds of resistance. I might bump it up by about 50 after this first set. So let's get this thing racked up. I've actually racked up 210. That's what I'm going for here. You know, we're all at our own levels, and you know, I've got this PDF that's included. So you can write down the resistance setting that you found that works well for you. So next time when you do this routine, you can just jump into a good weight setting for you. So let's get our squat bar all hooked up. Now, if you haven't done this before, I'm going to have a link to a separate video talking all about how to hook up this. It takes a while. Once you get it set up right the first time, it goes by a lot faster here. So got my squat bar all hooked up, and I'm ready to go. Pulleys in the second widest position down here. And we are good to go here. Everything's feeling nice and tight. Now with 10 seconds, I want you getting this bar above your back here and getting ready in position. Again, you should be a little bit lighter resistance for this first set here. Okay, so raise up out of this, and I want you going down nice and smooth here. Exhale on the way up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So we have about 1 minute and 15 seconds of rest between every set here, where we can tweak the weight setting as needed, and also write down that weight setting. Squats really, use a lot of different big muscle groups. Knocks your breath out of you. So I thought that little bit extra time off between sets would be nice to have. So I'm bumping up my weight setting here. This is going to be, I think, the weight setting I'm going to top out at today. 240 pounds racked up on both sides. And let's start getting in position here. Okay, 5 seconds. Let's get ready to raise up. And drop it down. That's 1, 2, 3. Lower in this slow, controlled fashion. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Let's write that weight down. Those reps. You know, think about, could you raise the weight setting up a bit? Does that feel just right? You know, as you're coming back to this routine, you know, you can see what you did last time, and you know, maybe you're not always ready to add more resistance. Try to put in another rep or 2 on all of these exercises, and before you know it, you'll be doing 12 or 13, and at that point, you're ready to bump the weight. Okay, 15 seconds to go. It's take a little bit of time to get in position for, so let's start doing that now. All right, let's raise up and control it on the way down. That's 1. Nice deep squats here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. One more set to go. Now after the set, we're going to shift into deadlifts. And for deadlifts, I'm actually going to show a different way to do this, where I hook up the lap bar to the base of the machine. Now, if you want, you can keep using the squat bar. However, you're going to want to remove the extensions, because otherwise, you know, the resistance doesn't kick in until about here with the extensions. And without them, it's probably down here. But the lap bar brings it a little bit lower. So that's something I found recently. Now, I've already got a good sweat going, and I know when I get that lap bar going, I'm gonna need some gloves on. Okay, let's start getting in position here. All right, slowly lower this weight. Nice deep squat. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. Okay, so as we go into deadlifts, I'm gonna keep my pulley in the same position. Again, I'm gonna be adjusting my bar here. I need a lot shorter of cable length for these deadlifts. So again, I'm going to detach my lap bar. or my squat bar, and I'm gonna hook up this lap bar. Now, one thing I found when I was using the squat bar is I like facing away from the machine, and I would do a deadlift this way. When I'm using the lap bar, I actually like facing the machine. Otherwise, I got the bar kind of rubbing up against my legs a lot. So you know, feel this out for yourself. But for me, I'm going to show you facing the machine. So my weight setting, I'm going to keep the same between these two lifts. Sometimes I might raise it up a little bit. Now for this lift, I'm going to be facing the tower. I'm going to grab the bar about shoulder width apart, and I'm going to raise up like this here. Now as I do this, I want to kick my butt back, and I don't want to lift with your arms. You want to lift with those legs, and just like you're picking up a box here, raise up. And that's going to be 2, 3. Whenever I lift anything heavy these days, I just say to myself, just do a deadlift. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So yeah, with those, your arms are just ropes holding on to the bar. I know it's tempting to want to shrug or to lift with your arms or something. That's not the goal of this lift. You want heavy weight setting, hitting those glutes, you know, as you drop down and raise up. So 30 seconds, more rest here, and then we're going into another set. Okay, let's get in position again. Again, I'm gonna have my butt kind of flared back or kicked back a little bit. That's gonna help me focus on using my glutes. So raise it up, that's 1, and slowly lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep those numbers. And I'm telling you, every time I lift something up off the ground that is heavy, I just tell myself now, do a deadlift, do a deadlift. I can't explain how many times now this has come up where maybe I'm doing yard work and it's like, oh my God, there's no way I'm lifting that. And I just think to myself, okay, just do a deadlift and somehow I can lift it. So let's do some deadlifts here. Okay, 10 seconds. Lift with those legs, not with the back. Raise it up, that's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we got one more set of those, and then we're gonna drop the weight a lot before going into calf raises. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna be dropping the weight by about 80 pounds of resistance here. Not yet though. Whew. In this routine, I put maybe more time developing this specific routine in than maybe any other routine I put in on the channel. For those that have been following for a while, I just recently ran a marathon, and while kind of training for it, I ended up cutting out a lot of leg days. And you know, when you're running all those miles and those hours every week, your mind kind of wanders, and I've been designing this routine in my head for so long. And this is the first workout I did after finishing that marathon. So let's get in position. Here we go. Raise it up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Again, I'm going to be dropping my weight setting. I'm going down from 240 pounds down to 160 here. Now, as I was saying, in all the training, you know, you get bored out there running, let me tell you, and it feels really good to be back in the garage designing these workout routines. And this one though, you know, I've been thinking for a while, man, I really want to have a good squat day. I want to do some deadlifts, and I also want to do some calf raises. And then also, we're going to finish this routine out with some leg curls. So all those lifts I was just dying to do in the last month of marathon training. And so, this routine is coming to you from that. So, all right, so for our calf raises, we are going to be, again, same pulley position, and I'm going to be grabbing about the same width that I did for my deadlifts. And now I'm going to either, you know, go to the edge of the platform here. If you don't have a platform, you can just be doing this on the ground, and you're going to go up on your tippy toes, get a nice squeeze, and then slowly lower. So let's raise up and slowly lower. That's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we got a minute of rest here. We're only doing 2 sets of this. Now, for the second set, I want you to try something a little different, and that's going to be to take this pulley position to the widest position here for the second set of calf raises. Now, on this sheet of paper here, if you're taking notes, you know, after you do this lift, I want you to indicate to yourself which pulley position you like better, if it's the L1 or L2 or L3 position. I'm kind of mixed on it myself. And so, you know, this is why writing things down is going to help next time you do this routine. So with the pulleys out just a little bit wider, this is going to give us a little bit more of a vertical alignment here, which might be preferable. And again, it'll be the exact same motion though. Just go up on your tippy toes, hold it for a sec, and then slowly lower. So here we go, raise it up and lower, up, lower, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I'm definitely going to keep my pulleys in the widest pulley position now as I go into my seated version of this. So for this, I'm going to grab my my shoulder pad here, And we're to go into this with, I think, the same weight setting. Let me double check that. Yeah, it's the same weight setting, but we're only gonna be hitting one side of the body at a time. However, it's gonna be a little bit different because we're, you know, seated here. So I'm gonna now slide up to the machine, and this part here can be a little weird in pulling this onto our thigh. But once you're in position here, now we're just gonna be focusing on raising this weight up and then again, slowly lowering it. This again helps with the platform. If you have something that could slide under there, if you have an Xtreme, that might help a little bit as well. But we're gonna be bent leg here, one side at a time, and raise it up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, short rest interval. Don't drop the weight. We're just gonna put our other leg underneath here. And we're just gonna get right into this here in just a few seconds. Now raise it up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for most people, this lift here, that's 5, 6, is actually what's going to give more volume to their calves. 7, 8, 9, and 10, because that is a larger muscle group, the gastrocnemius. And so that's going to, that will fill out a little bit quicker. So if you have some chicken legs that you're trying to get sorted out, do a couple of these, a couple extra sets of this after this routine here. Okay, so we're gonna do that one more on each side. Again, I know this is a little awkward to get into. Actually, if you kind of put your leg up against the machine like this, pull this up here and then get in position, you might have a little better luck. All right, here we go. Raise it up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, other side. All right, raise it up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, start disconnecting your lap bar right away here, and we're gonna go into some hip extensions right after this. So you can use the ankle straps for these, or you can use the normal Bowflex handles. I'm actually gonna use the normal Bowflex handles. For our final lift, the leg curl, I find that to be kind of helpful. He's using those handles. So you might have different handles or ankle straps than I do though, and so you might find it easier. I don't know. I'm also dropping the weight setting by 50%. We're going down to 80 pounds of power rods on each side. And for our leg extension, I'm going to be opening up this handle here, and I'm going to be putting my foot right through this. Now, I don't like bringing this all the way up to my ankle. I kind of like having it on my foot. Actually, I got this backwards. Here we go, facing away from the machine, and then I'm going to extend it out like this. Now, a lot of different ways you can do this lift. This is kind of what I like doing for using the handles here, trying to get a full extension here. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I just remembered, I like bringing the pulley in one position. That's what's going wrong here. Okay, here we go. I am all spun around here. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time getting in position for this lift, but here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. 1 more on each side, and then we're pulling out the yoga mat and going into some leg curls. Okay, let's make this count. Try to take it nice and slow on the retract. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, last set of hip extension. Again, this is another one of those lifts that I really wanted to do while I'm out there running. Not only is this good for your gait and stepping further, you know, you'll see a lot of athletes nowadays pay really a lot of attention to their hip flexibility. It's also great for your knee, specifically the IT band in your knee, which is a common injury for runners. Here we go, let's extend it out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we got 1:35 here to get ready for this next lift, the leg curl. Now, pause the video if you need to as we're doing this. This takes a bit of time to get used to. So I'm gonna drop my weight down to 50 pounds of power rod. So really low weight setting for this here. And again, I'm using my, Bowflex handles here. So I'm gonna put the handle over my foot here, and then the back part is gonna go over my heel. From here, then I kind of can make like a triangle here over the base of my foot. Now, this is all kind of hard to get set up for the first time. So we're gonna do the same side twice in a row here once we're in position. So I've got mine all set up here, so I'm a little early. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just be lying flat on the ground, and I start here with just a little bit of tension in here. You can see my knee is actually pretty close to the machine, and then I'm gonna just try to curl it back in towards my butt, and you should get a nice activation in those hamstrings. And you're just gonna be repeating here 10 reps, and then you just lie on the ground here to recover, and then 10 more on the same side before we flip it over. So 15 seconds. Again, if you need to pause the video, that's okay. You know, it really does help to have a little bit of tension kept on the handle here. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Curl it back. Get a nice squeeze, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you need more tension, slide away from the machine. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, short rest interval. Keep it hooked up on that side. I don't know why I made this rest interval so short, but we're gonna go right back into it. Here we go in 3 seconds. Let's curl it up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. All right, 50 seconds to hook this up on the other leg. And while I'm doing this, I also want to shout out all my Ko-Fi and Patreon members that support this channel. I really appreciate their support. You know, without them, I'm not sure how long this channel would have lasted. Let me tell you, YouTube's ads doesn't pay much, but all these fine supporters have made this sustainable for me. So thank you to them. And you know, if you're interested in joining, check it out. There'll be links in the description. Get your name in the credits or access to all my workout programs, workout journal, all sorts of good stuff, and a great way to say, I like what you're doing here, and I want to support it. So let's go ahead and get in position here. Final set. Not the final set, final exercise. That's 1, 2. We got 2 sets of this here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, 25 seconds, and then we are on that final set. Now, if you're using ankle straps, I tend to try to, you know, get them positioned right over the heel of my shoe, and you know, you end up with the cable running right on top of your shoe. Some shoes that seems to work, some it doesn't, and that's again why I'm using these handles here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, awesome job on finishing this routine out. Now, don't forget to remove your power rods from tension and wrap them up with a bungee cord when you're done. Also, if you're feeling like you got a little bit more left in the tank, check out this add-on video here. I specifically chose it to fit in with this routine. So as always, I want you to be good to yourself, be good to others, and thanks for watching.